My name is Erica and I'm addicted to noodles.
Hi, Erica.
I don't know about you, but ramen noodles are my favorite carb, and Japan has the best ramen, which means Japan is the best. Everything in Japan is 3D, meaning once you get there on your Apple Maps and Google Maps, it says you're there, but then you're like, where in the world am I and where is this restaurant? In this video, I'm going to share with you 5 of my most favorite ramen places in Tokyo and how to get to them. Also, ramen in Japan is very affordable. The restaurants I mentioned, I think the cheapest one is about 900 yen and the most expensive one is 1900 yen, but most of them are averaging about 1000 to 1300 yen. A lot of the ramen shops in Japan are a lot smaller, meaning they can only fit 5 to 15 people at the most in their shop. So if you're going with a big group, you might just need to break up your group a bit into 2 or 3 people at a time. Also, my pronunciation for things is horrible. I'm a physical therapist in Los Angeles and a lot of people speak Spanish and my medical Spanglish is not good. Like I can't even roll my R's. So to save your ears, I'm just gonna put the names of the restaurants on the screen. Okay, first up is this place. This is in Shinjuku in Golden Gai, and we spent about 1300 yen per person, which is less than $10 USD, and this place is amazing. It's harder to find though, so let me show you. When you are in Shinjuku, search up Golden Gai in your Maps app on your phone, then head to an alley that looks like this. Look for a restaurant door that says Ramen Nagi on it. There's a long tube that goes from the ceiling down. I wasn't sure what that tube was for, but I was really hoping that they would be playing telephone through it, but then they didn't actually use it when we were there. When you get there and there's no line, you can go upstairs. But if they tell you to wait downstairs right outside the door, and then usually the line that builds up will go into that alley. They can fit about 8 to 9 people in there, but the line moves pretty fast. Then you're gonna pay for your ramen on this machine, so you're gonna look at the machine, click the button, put your money in, and then out will come a ticket. Once you get the ticket, you're gonna hand it to the lady or the man, and then they're gonna tell you where to sit. We ordered the special Niboshi ramen for 1300 yen and it was amazing. Like the noodles there are just so chewy and delicious, and they have like this bigger sheet noodles, then they have these little fishies that you can eat on the side. The menu is in Japanese, but thankfully there's some English written in pen underneath each of the items. Also, one thing I wanted to mention about Golden Gai. So Golden Gai has a bunch of bars and a lot of locals go there and a lot of businessmen. But the thing is, it's also in a way a tourist trap. So what they're gonna do is say, oh yes, come in, like, well, come for a free drink, right? But just be really careful because not everything is free and the second, third, and fourth drink can be really expensive. So we actually went back to this ramen place a few times and we saw just some very happy, tourists going through, and they were just, they're not looking too well. So if you're gonna go to Golden Gai to get some drinks, make sure you go with a local. Okay, the next place that I really like is this place right here. This restaurant is in Shinjuku and is pretty close to the train station. It's just north of it. This place is pretty easy to find, so your Maps app should be pretty accurate. The front of the restaurant is gonna look like this. Out of all the ramen places we've been to, I would say that this place had the fastest line. You can actually use your card here or pay cash. Once you pay on the machine, a little ticket's gonna come out and then you're gonna hold that and then wait for them to ask for it and they're gonna tell you where to sit. The menu screen at this restaurant had an option for English, so it made ordering really easy. In Japan, if you need help translating, I recommend getting this app called Papago. What you do is change your language to Japanese, you take a picture of the item you want to translate, wait for the little blue bars to go by, and voila, it is translated. This restaurant also has paper aprons, so if you are wearing a lighter color or like white clothing, I highly recommend asking for a paper apron if you don't see any aprons in the box by the ordering machine. This ramen was so good because the noodles are chewy. I don't really like super thin ramen noodles. I like the thicker ones, and these were amazing. The soup broth was so good. Also, the egg and the meat was amazing. I mean, look at this. Look at this. If you've been to Japan and have some good ramen recommendations, please let us know in the comment section below. Okay, the next place is this one right here, which has the best dipping ramen ever. This restaurant is in Shinjuku as well, and it's west of the train station. This place is super popular, so the line's gonna be really long. I recommend looking up what time this place opens and then just lining up 30 minutes prior. You're gonna wanna look for like this kind of sign here. It's gonna say the restaurant name right here, and then there's gonna be some kind of blue banner. That's where you're gonna go, and people are gonna line up like this. This place is so popular, they already started lining up all the cups and just putting water in them, getting ready for the mad rush. Like the other two restaurants, you're gonna pay before you sit down, and it's gonna come out with a ticket. Then you're gonna give the ticket to the lady, and she's gonna ask you if you want a medium or a large. The medium and the large cost the same amount, so if you're hungry, you go for that large. This is hands down one of the best dipping ramen places ever, 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 ever. And for our meal, which we went for a large, it was only 900 yen, which at the time was under $7 USD. What the heck? It was just heaven. Noodle heaven. I just wanted to mention real quick, once you're done with your food at all the places I'm going to mention or any ramen places, don't just sit there. You actually have to get up and leave. So just say thank you and leave so they can service the next people. It's also common for some people to line up behind you. They're just doing what they've been told. Also, if you like what you see so far, I would love it if you would click that subscribe button and join the family. Here at Build Your Moxie, I'm actually a finance channel that covers a lot of financial freedom so you can do things that you enjoy, like visit Japan multiple times without the stresses of money. Okay, the next place is this place, which is in Ginza, and it was so good. This restaurant is actually pretty easy to find on your Apple or Google Maps app. However, once you get there, you're gonna wanna go down the stairs, and then there's gonna be a door where it doesn't look like you're supposed to go through it, if it's closed. What you're gonna do is just open it, just try it out, and then you'll see, oh, here I am in the restaurant. You're gonna wanna pay at the machine again before you get your ticket, and we paid cash, but looking back at my video, it looks like there's a pay QR code section, so you probably can pay with some e-money. Then once you get your ticket, you're gonna hand it to the man or the woman, and they're gonna ask you what spiciness level you want and what numbness level you want. So you know how spiciness is like, right? Well, numbness is like this as well. It's actually really interesting if you've never had the numbness kind of spice. I would recommend just starting off with mild for both if you've never had this before. We ordered the black sesame and the white sesame, and it was amazing. Also, this place had this cool spoon where there are holes inside the spoon. I think the holes are for if you don't want as much spiciness or numbness with every bite. While you're in Ginza, you may notice that the vibe is completely different than Shinjuku. That was like a big shock to us. Every city has its own vibe. Okay, the next place is this one, and it's located in Harajuku. This place isn't very hard to get to. It's really close to the train station, and it's in a standalone building, and you're on ground level. This place doesn't accept cash. It's actually cashless, so make sure you have e-money or an IC card like a Suica card or just some kind of card to pay with. This place is popular, so be prepared to wait. We actually saw some families waiting in line too, but the good thing is this line moves really fast. Once you get to the front of the line, you're gonna pay for your food again before you sit down. Also, if you look in the corner, you're gonna notice there's a container that you can take and you can bring it by your feet so you can put your bag and belongings in that container. A lot of restaurants will either have a hook or a container, but there's some restaurants that don't have a hook or container at all. So if you're someone like me that doesn't like your bag on the floor, then I highly recommend getting this clip-up bag hanger clip. This clip is amazing. I've had it for a few years now, and it can hold up to 33 pounds. So if you're looking for a good bag hanger that's good quality, then this is the one. I'll be sure to link this one below. If you're traveling with someone else, I highly recommend one person getting the ramen and the other person getting the dipping ramen because it was amazing. There's something really interesting about these noodles. They have like little speckles on it, and the texture was a little different, but it was just so pleasant. The soup broth kind of had like this little tang to it, and it was just so rich and delicious. Oh, also make sure you wear an apron. The vibes in this restaurant are just so calming, and there's just a lot of bright light. It's just a really beautiful place to eat. Also, I love that the spoons were so big because I felt really fancy. When you finish, you should definitely walk around, and if you haven't played with any of the mini pigs, definitely make a reservation 2 weeks in advance, but Me Pig is right there, and those little pigs are just so cute. So if you want to play with some mini pigs, definitely make a reservation. Me Pig is in Harajuku, so maybe you could do Me Pig first and then go to the ramen place. I know this video is about the best ramen places, but if you love noodles, then you probably love udon, and there's this one udon place in Shibuya. It's called this. It's in a mall, I think the 13th floor, and it just overlooks all of Shibuya, the Scramble Crossing. It is so gorgeous. Having a place like this in Los Angeles, you're gonna be paying some money. But here, the udon was just so long and so chewy, and you can actually get a double portion and triple portion like without paying any extra. So we actually spent our last night here at this restaurant, and we got a double portion and triple portion each because, you know, we had to fuel ourselves for the plane. Yeah, that's right. But yeah, we were full afterwards, so it was amazing. But the view is just so pretty. If this is your first time in Japan, have the best time ever. I'm gonna link a video right here, which might be helpful for you. So I will see you in the next video. Bye.